Chi. Big surprise, Burlesque performer. Love for cats, like tacos, does burlesque. Gay.
God, I didn't put it together. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Beachside Talks. As you know, I'm your host, Tunes, with a very special guest today.
Bastet, Dafoe.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
So tell people a little about you.
I'm Bastet Dafoe, which is a stage name. I'm a burlesque performer based out of Little Rock, Arkansas, but I'm also the producer of Bombay Cabaret, which is a traveling burlesque and live music showcase, which features artists that are also from Arkansas.
Okay, how did the Bombay Cabaret come about?
Okay, so officially our first show was 2021, and it was a virtual show. I was at the time performing with another troupe, if you will, and I just decided that I wanted to branch off and kind of do things in a way that allowed me to have more creative say-so. You know, I had some big ideas, and I just wanted to, bring that to fruition on my own. And so we did our first virtual show at Dreamland Ballroom, which went really well. And then the following year, I said I want to do some in-person shows, and I want to go on the road. And so we did Dreamland Ballroom again, February of last year. Yeah. And then we've just been hitting the road since.
Busy.
Yeah.
I have an upcoming show coming up.
Yes.
What is that for?
Our next show is going to be February 10th at 801 Station. It is a Valentine's Day themed show. And it's also going to double as a fundraiser to get us to Chicago, because that's our next show. It's Chicago in March. So, yeah.
Chicago, March, 801 Station.
Yes, sorry. 801 Station, February 10th at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Make sure y'all go,
Mm-hmm.
So, another question you get asked most probably is, how did you get involved in burlesque performances?
I don't feel like I get asked that enough, but I think it's more so just like, oh, you do burlesque. Like, I first went to, I didn't even know what burlesque was. And so I went to a show back in 2018 with a friend, and I didn't know what to expect. And when I got there, I was just like, oh, these women here are just beautiful. And it wasn't just women, it was like them, theys, he, hims, just a spectrum of the whole spectrum of just glorious, like just glamorous, beautiful people. And they look so confident, And so that's when it first really piqued my interest. And then there used to be a showcase out in Hot Springs, and I knew some people, and I was like, I think I want to do it. And
it used to be.
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore, but yeah, it used to be. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe Bombay can help out with that in Little Rock, giving people who want to start a burlesque and just don't know how, an opportunity to do that. But it was a big showcase. It was people from all over Arkansas and surrounding areas. And I just went out there, made some stuff up, put an act together, watched a lot of burlesque. And I said, I'm going to try it, I'm going to do it. And after that show, I got booked for 2 gigs, not even maybe a week later. And so it just went from there.
Okay. You want to tell us about your first show?
The first, with the showcase, or like actual, like
the first time you performed?
The first, okay. That was scary. It was very scary, but I was also in a place where like I felt like I needed an outlet, I was newly single. I just wanted to break free. I was grown, living on my own, and I finishing up school, and I'm like, I really just need something that I want to do for myself. And so it was terrifying. I won't lie to nobody, and I'm actually terrified before I go on stage, even now. And I've been doing it, it'll be 3 years in March. So, trying to keep up with all these days.
Happy early anniversary.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I went, like, I was freaking out that entire day. I was in aesthetic school at the time. Went to school and said, okay, let me here do my makeup, all the stuff. Rolled with one of my friends at the time to High Springs. Barely had all my stuff together. The outfit was terrible. I went to Goodwill. And I'm gonna do it like a business suit type of routine. And so I didn't put no rhinestones on nothing. I just want to feel powerful, I guess. And I did, what song was that? It's a Man's World, but it wasn't James Brown version. Who else did a version of this song? We're going to have to Google that. That is terrible. I don't even remember. It's a,
I don't want to say it.
I think it is. I think it is. Or, yeah, maybe. That's not the right. Yeah. Is it a James? Okay. Ooh, okay. M. James, It's a Man's World. And I guess, I just wanted to feel empowered. I don't know. I went out there with no shoes on. But they really enjoyed it. So, that was a really big deal. But yeah, I freaked out really bad. But the people in the back, I had met them from going to other shows and stuff like that, or talking to them on social media. So they were really super supportive. And I'm just I was able to be really honest and say, I'm freaking out.
And
yeah, right. Took my little shot and I said, okay. And once I got on stage, literally it's almost like I blacked out. It's like somebody else just took over and I ran back. I'm like, it's over already? It's a 3-minute song, but it was really exhilarating. And so it's that same kind of rush even 3 years later, the same thing.
They say if you graded something or sport or anything, you get nervous before because you're going out there to give your heart, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I ask people all the time when I go to other shows or festivals, or I get to meet people, that I look up to. And I'm like, do you get nervous? And they're like, but I'm like, but you've been doing this for so long. And so, yeah, it makes me feel not crazy. It's a normal thing, so.
Yeah, don't be a weirdo about it.
I can't help it. That's why I do burlesque. So, yeah.
All right, and you just mentioned people you look up to. So, who are some performers you look up to in the burlesque space?
I don't know if you have the time, but I'm just kidding.
Give me 2 or 3 names. 2 or 3.
Okay. I'll say more current people who are still active, because they're legends.
I like your nails.
Thank you. No, you're okay. It's time for me to get them done too. See, I should have put my gloves on so you couldn't see them. They were fired. They were really fired, but I'll test tomorrow. Hang. Shout out to my girl Hang and Chanel Nails. Don't judge me. I try to keep in the community, but we just.
I feel you.
Yeah, we like who we like, so I'm gonna stick with it. Favorite or my burlesque idols currently, Egypt Black Now. Yeah, how made you say it? I'll just do the top. Okay, I'll just stick with 3. Egypt Black Now, Jess Thunder. They're both in LA, and I'll say Pearl Noir, and she's out in New York City.
I like her name.
Yeah, I'll send you some videos. They're very powerful Black burlesque performers, and just seeing them perform. And I've only seen one in person. That's just Thunder, and I know was just sweaty and she's so beautiful. I loved it.
Shout
out to y'all.
You said Thunder, right?
Yeah. But the name does her justice. Or she does, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, she fired. She's really,
the name matches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's befitting of what she brings to the stage, because there's definitely, It's really great.
Speaking of names, how did you come up with yours?
Oh, I love saying this. Oh, I love telling people that. As you can see, I do my all black. I'm obsessed with black kitty cats. And, you know, Bastet is the Egyptian goddess that's personified by the black cat.
I didn't know that. You talking
Well, now you know. And then, so I wanted to do, I knew I was going to stick with Bastet. And I wanted to do like a yin-yang kind of thing, kind of like Marilyn Manson. Because he got his name from Marilyn Monroe and then Charles Manson, which is like, yeah, see how that works? One of my favorite movies is American Psycho. And yeah, I wanted to go, because I'm like, I love him so much. What was his last name? I can't think of it right now. It was Bates. Was it Bates? Or something like that. Okay, well, it don't matter. But I'm like, Bastet Bates. Oh, you know, whatever. That sounds bad. And William Dafoe is in the movie. And so, and he a nice looking man. So...
Yeah, nice eye candy.
Yeah, he's a little nice looking man or whatever. But I just felt like Bastet Dafoe was giving very much like French, down at the, you know, New Orleans in the quarter, you know, and stuff like that. Just very.
It has a mystique to it.
Yeah, it's like a prestigious name, and so I feel like people have an idea of what I am before I even walk into the room, and it's just like it's a name, you know. Even if you can't say it right, it's like, what is this, you know? Yeah.
I wasn't having trouble about like.
Let me make sure.
Yeah. Cause I think I've heard it before, like some Drika.
Okay.
Yeah,
she hosted a show for me. Yeah, too. I love her. Shout out to you.
Okay. So I was like, all right. You make sure I'm saying this right, because I'm from the country.
Yeah.
Here, I talk country. I'm like, I don't like listening to people's names.
Gotcha.
So,
it's better to ask than to mess it up. But some people will say Bastet, but it's my draw, and I feel like that's a part of it too. Because I'm very much like, my tagline is, I'm the Southern slow burn belle. And so I'm very much like, I'm from the South, you know. And so it's Bastet, like, you know, we tend to stretch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From Laura?
Yeah.
What part?
I guess technically the West Side, on 12th Street, okay. Princess. Just not gang related.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no.
She's not. She thought about it.
Not allegedly. I love it. No, not at all. But
it's okay.
Yeah.
We don't keep it low.
Off 12th Street. That's where I grew up, and that's where I spent most of my days.
You chilling out. I feel when you I feel where you was going. I feel it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What was it like growing up for you?
So I am the only girl. I have 3 brothers.
Older or younger?
2 older, 1 younger.
They used to beat up your boyfriends, huh? Yeah.
They try, be the tough guys and stuff like that. But I'm really the boss. I'm like the bossy little sister, you know. I don't play behind them.
You're the boss and they're the security.
I can be both. I can be, you know, when it comes to them, very much, yes, I can be the boss and security. So, but yeah, big, huge family, both sides. My grandmother, she had 14 kids. And so, the youngest baby girl of her first strand of grandchildren. So, you know, I'm pretty spoiled, you know. I'm well taken care of, I guess, if you'll say that. Yeah, I'm used to being, you know, this is what I want, this is how I want it. I make it happen.
I see it with everything. Like,
yeah.
Even in the space we in, you're not only what would you call yourself?
What you mean?
The owner of the company, right?
Yeah, well, with Bombay Cabaret, I say that I'm the producer.
Producer. Right?
But I mean, it is a company, and I own it, I created it, but I just like saying producer because I feel like even in that, it's not just a one-dimensional job. Yeah.
So rather than being a producer,
Mm-hmm.
you are also an esthetician.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get started with that?
So with aesthetics, okay. I haven't been doing it that long, but there's a story for that too.
You got a nice setup for somebody who ain't been going for that long.
Yeah, it'll be I graduated in, what year was COVID hit? Was that 2020? Yeah, so I graduated in 2020. And that was what, June? So I'm getting my months mixed up. Whenever it was, COVID happened. I graduated that Friday, and everything was shut down by Monday.
I was in school then that show like, hey, we gonna send y'all home. Y'all might come back next week, y'all might not.
Yeah, right.
So I'm glad you got
good. I got to finish my hours online, but I couldn't go to work. You know, that was my plan, was to go and rent out a space. I wanted a job and to be hired, but the place where I got hired from, they ended up closing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't jump in, open up my own space until June of 2020. And so I've been moving and grooving since then. So, yeah. With aesthetics though, my grandmother, she was just really big on like looking good. You gotta look good, you gotta be put together. Even if you feel like crap, you know. You don't have to look like what you've been through. And so I remember being a little girl sitting and watching her do her makeup, watching my mom do her makeup. They're very much like, I'm gonna put on my face every day. You know, I'm like not like that now, but that was a big part of, you know, me or my upcoming. And so when she passed, well, before she passed, like I used to do her makeup and do her hair. And for her final resting, I decided that I wanted to do her makeup. And he was like, "You sure you want to do it?" And I'm like, I was doing it before, you know, so it's my grandmother, why not? And so I was like, this is something that I feel like I could do full time. So I really want to be into mortuary cosmetics. And I looked up, okay, what kind of certifications do I need to get? I skipped the whole part. She told me I should go to cosmetology school. And I said, Grandma, I don't want to go to cosmetology school because I just do your hair. I don't want to do other people's hair full time. And so she's like, I help you pay for it. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know. And so that was kind of like an in limbo. Fast forward. I wanted to do mortuary cosmetics. And I looked up what kind of licensing I would need for it. Aesthetics or cosmetology. I knew I didn't want to go to cosmetology school. And so I'm like, I need a trade. I was tired of going back up and forth to college, and like I want to dive into something now, you know, find my passion. And so I signed up, went to aesthetic school, ended up falling in love with waxing, facials, and then come to find out, a lot of times people who do the makeup in the funeral homes and stuff, it's more so like a who you know, and you don't really technically have to be licensed. But yeah, and so then this just happened. So from there, a lot of hard work. But yeah.
All right, going back to burlesque performances.
Mm-hmm.
What is a variety show?
Okay, so a variety show is literally what it sounds like, a show full of variety. It's like just something for everybody. You can have some burlesque, some drag. If you in like a bigger city, because we don't really do a bunch of that stuff here. I'm trying to think, make sure I don't say nothing that may be offensive. It can have like aerialists and things like that. You might have some comedy. Somebody may juggle, you know, just a variety of arts. I actually just did. It was last year. I wanted to get the guy's name because how entertaining would that be? Like, you don't see people juggling often. I've never been to a circus show. Never. I've never been. Yes, it's on my list. It's on my bucket list, but I've never ever been. But so yeah, that was my first time seeing somebody juggle in front of me, and it was at South on Main before they closed. They had like was it like Pride Show or something? Yeah, that's what it was. So, yeah, that's my variety show is.
Alright. And is the Bombay Cabaret considered a variety show, or is it something different in that space?
Nobody's ever asked me that. It could be considered a variety show because, so it's Bombay Cabaret, and I produce different shows within that umbrella of Bombay Cabaret. Every show may not have the same person in it. It may not have the same theme. So with like Midnight in War, that's the show that we're traveling on right now, and it's just a celebration of Black bodies. So we have Black musicians, we have Black burlesque performers, and Black singers, artists, you know. And so, yeah, I guess it could be considered a variety show. I say cabaret because it's more so like a cabaret themed line where people, you know, they get dolled up and come out. They don't have to. I guess it just depends on where we are. But I like to see that. I like to see the effort, you know, where people are coming in, and it's more of a, like a, you feel upscale, you feel like glamorous, you feel luxurious, you know. But so, yeah, yeah, we would. Long story short, we could be considered a variety show. Yeah.
Right. And when I hear cabaret, I think of
the movie, or the play.
I think of Jocelyn Cabaret.
Oh Lord!
She took the name. She took the name recognition.
Yes, she did.
And a lot of people, when they hear about burlesque or think about it, they think about strippers. But me talking to people, know it's a difference. Would you like to explain the difference between a burlesque performer and a stripper?
I'm glad you asked me it. Because there's history in that question. That's a very loaded question. Back in the way we in or whatever, I guess when it was like repopularized burlesque, people wanted to separate themselves from what you would consider traditional stripping. I will say I am a stripper because am I taking off my clothes? Yes, whether it's tees or not, I'm still taking off my clothes, but there's a different type of stripping. So what I do is strip tees versus what you may see in the strip club. I don't ever do full nude. I never do full nude. And that's not knocking anybody who does. I just choose not to. So I have to wear harness panties, a safety panty, so we don't have no lip slips. And then I wear pasties. Pasties that cover up your nipples, your areola, yeah, it's not just the nip, those two different things. All that, yeah. So you just see the boobie, but it's like the pasty. So that's my costume. That's what I get down to. But by technical terms, I am still stripping. The difference between burlesque, which the classic burlesque that I do, versus, you know, going to like, I'm not gonna say that because that place ain't even open no more. Name a strip club in Arkansas. Peach, that's not open anymore either.
Peppermint Hippo.
Peppermint Hippo, yeah. I was gonna say one of the other ones, and I'm like,
Don't go to Peppermint Hippo.
Is it not good? Okay,
I'm not gonna say it's not good. I'm a fan of the body of work that performers put into it.
Okay.
And I don't feel like they put a lot of effort into it.
They just come and do their bid and then go home.
And they Arkansas, you can't get fully naked, so they don't even have the luxury of having that as a crutch.
Gotcha.
Alright, you want me, so I'm up here. It's not an art form to them.
That's another thing. I'm sorry, and this is my opinion based on having conversations with people who maybe do both, or you know have a background in the strip club. I feel like it's more so of a competitive thing where we could all be lined up and we have to be the most appetizing. Like, you have to come to me. I gotta work for the dollars that you give me. You know, I don't know if that's the era of. That's what I've experienced going to the strip club, where it's like, what kind of stuff do you like, you know?
That was actually my next question. Is burlesque performers as competitive as strippers?
I won't lie and say they're not. Anytime you put, you know, primarily a bunch of women in a room together, or not just women, I won't just say women, a bunch of people doing the same thing, you put them in a room together, it's human. Competition is completely human. But what I feel like is, especially with Bombay Cabaret, that's my family, you know, and so it's more of an uplifting thing, not to sound like, you know, a Tyler Perry film, but it is where we all are celebrated for our individuality, and when I get on stage, you're gonna get what I give you, you know, and you're gonna beg me to give you or give me your money, you know. That's the kind of energy I feel like, and the kind of confidence that that the traditional burlesque that I do, that's what I feel like it gives, you know. And so it's a little bit, not that one is better than the next, they're different. Yeah. But I would never, ever say, and I did used to say that, I said never, ever, not just said I did used to. But when I first started to smooth over the transition of trying to explain it to my parents or family that I'm a burlesque performer, and it's like, oh no, but it's like fancy stripping, you know.
That's hateful.
It is. It really is, because by saying that it demeans traditional strippers, you know, and that's not what I want to do whatsoever, because a lot of them are still prominent in burlesque, and they shaped made the way for burlesque. Mm-hmm. So no, I would never do that. But so yeah, I do strip. I'm a stripper, so, and I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yeah. You asked to wear one song.
Oh yay!
Appreciate you. Love listening. Alright, going back to the Bombay Cabaret.
Okay, yeah.
Who are your, I don't want to say, I'm not saying this, but who are your performers that are going to be there night in and night out? Or do you not have that one that's there?
So when I first started, because of my experience with actually being in a troupe, I am very adamant. Anybody can ask you, this is not a troupe. I will say that over and over again, we are not a troupe. And I only say that because with a troupe, you have to be stuck with the same, you know, group of people. And I feel like just us talking about people want to start and stuff like that, I get emails, I get DMs. People are like, well, how do I start? How do I do that? And I want to give those people an opportunity, you know. And I definitely want to highlight the diversity that's in Arkansas, you know, and in other places, hopefully in the future. But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Now that we've been on the road, and I do have two people who are with me, you know, like all the time, and I don't want to do the show if they're not going to be there.
The one she posted video with?
Yes, Mickey Gaynor, who, she's not a burlesque performer, she's a singer and she's the host of our show. And then outside of burlesque, Mar Major, Tune Titan, I don't want to do, because that's my music director, and so he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and those are two people that wherever I'm going, if I can, I'm gonna take them with me. I do have revolving performers, Sunny Days and Medusa Begum, and I hope that I can eventually, add more performers to rotate them out, but I don't want to, I have commitment issues, okay? So, I don't want to, no, I'm just kidding.
Nah,
I'm just kidding, babe.
It's a little truth in every joke.
There we go, yeah. It depends on the commitment, but I don't want to commit to performers or dancers. I don't want them to need me. I want to support them, what is your goals? Where do you want to go with burlesque? I can definitively say where I want to be, but I don't want anybody to feel like they, need, yes. And I'm like, okay, get your website together, get your press kit, all of that stuff, send out applications, and I love to support people in that way, but I just don't want them to be relying on Bombay Cabaret, because if we don't blow up, and then what, you gonna be mad at me? You gonna blame me? So we all have to put forth individual effort.
Okay. Yeah. I only have like a couple more questions.
No, you're fine.
We got to talk about you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
First to the last question. What's your favorite company outside of your own?
Oh, my favorite company. I never even thought about it. Does it have to be a small business or just like in general?
In general.
Oh, you got me stumped here. Because I'm trying to think of anywhere where I shop regularly or that I pay attention to. Dallas Esthetician. That's her name. It's Savannah Boda. She's out of Dallas, Texas, obviously.
Could be in Dallas, Arkansas.
Yeah. Okay. Is that a thing? Okay.
Houston, Arkansas. You're supposed to just keep going.
Okay. Whoa. It went over my head. I'm sorry. That's just off the top of my head. I know I'm gonna think of somebody. Oh, that's such a hard question. Because I know I have my friends who own their own businesses, and so I support and love all of their stuff. But I'm thinking of like from my own, like who's one of my idols who's running shit in businesses. It would have to be Candy Burris and all of her, just like only for structure, because you're asking about her main, or me having my main people. She got that, and it ain't nothing outside of that, and they do all of this. That's the dream. That is the dream. But I can't name like a specific, because she has so many of them. Like, but I know does she have a corporation?
I think so.
Okay.
If not, she is the corporation.
Well, her. That's the answer.
Okay.
Kid Burris, that's the answer.
And the last question, about what is it like to date a performer?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you for clarification, because am I answering the question to say would it potentially like to date me, or me actually have dated a performer?
Have you ever dated a performer?
Yes, it was awful.
But ain't you dating right now? Ain't you dating right now?
Yeah, but see, my partner is not my partner is an artist, but that's they are two different.
Okay.
I would just say, well, you pick.
I want both, yeah.
Oh, Lord bless it. Okay. Well, I'll just say in terms of like me having a relationship and being with my partner, big surprise, Burlesque performer. Love for cats, like tacos, does Burlesque. Gay.
God, I didn't put it together. It wasn't together in my mind.
I don't subscribe to anything. I really don't. I just love people, but I sometimes feel for her, and because like I'm my own entity, I'm my own person, but Bastet, I speak about Bastet as this like a whole different human being. My mom actually says I'm gonna get locked up for doing that, but I'm like, it's not me, it's performative, and so a lot of times, especially with hosted shows, and not saying that it's fake or anything, it is an aspect of me, but that's not who you're gonna get, if you came home with me, obviously, but it's work, and so that's one of the great things that she definitely does amazing in. She understands that it is work. It's not been any, knock on wood, it's not been, especially with the type of, performance that I do, it's not been any issues with, jealousy or, because people are really respectful at shows. They really are. I don't hide the fact that I'm engaged. Thank you. Yeah. But, I definitely don't hide that, but I like to separate the two. I mess with people in the audience and all that kind of stuff. but she knows she come home with me, you know, or I'm going home with her.
How many performances has she came to? A lot of them, or
a lot. But this is the thing, and this is one of the difference I felt like, and maybe I had to date a performer, so I knew what it would be like. I'll tell her, if you are tired, please stay at home. You know, I love it when she's at the shows, but do not feel obligated to be at the show because I'm not paying for it, first of all. But that's a lot. That's a lot to ask one human being to be. It's a lot for me to be there, you know, and then let alone ask somebody who's not, you know, a part of the shebang. But when she is there, she's very helpful. But I try to make sure that I'm like, if you want to help, you can, but also like I want you to just be an audience member and enjoy the show because she catch shit that I don't even catch. So it has its issues, I guess, or it can, but I guess if you're with somebody, you have to be very, you can't be insecure. You have to be confident. You have to be, you have to trust your partner.
You gotta trust yourself to be who you are, or have enough respect for them.
Yes.
So you won't be yourself. Not say be yourself too much, but do something you know would be deemed as a slap in the face.
Right, like an out of turn type situation. Now I do believe that she would definitely tighten somebody up. She would not play behind me, but that would have to be an extreme circumstance, and then her personality. She is very much like, I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna communicate with you and I'm gonna give you several other opportunities, you know, before things just so that would leave it. I'm domesticated. No more outside. No mas. I get home before the street lights go down.
Yeah. Streets ain't for nobody.
Right. No. But if you are outside, enjoy being outside. I tell it to people all the time. Being single is not a bad thing. Dating multiple people is not a bad thing.
You would think that, but the women I've talked to said that's not no-go.
But dating multiple people?
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
I don't understand that. Like, why can't I date? What if I want to get serious with you and you still out here dating?
That's a you thing. I just feel like, and maybe it's because of the life that I've lived. I don't know. That I'm not saying like I have a lot more life to live, you know, Lord's will, but I don't think it's anything wrong with seeing multiple people, not committing until you're ready to commit, and as long as you're being honest. As long as you're being honest, then, you know, if somebody get their feelings hurt, and you were honest and upfront and also not playing the role of, spend the night and stay here for a couple days and you gonna cook, let's go grocery shopping. Now, if you're doing stuff like that, then you have to take some fault in there because it's a bit of selling the dream.
We don't go grocery shopping.
Okay.
Everything else I might be guilty of. We don't go grocery shopping.
Okay.
I got groceries at the house.
Okay.
Or I can order
Gotcha.
some. You can't stay with me a couple days. I like company. I don't like sleeping alone.
If you're going to do that, you're going to have to, I feel like, get an understanding where it can't be 2 days back to back. Because if you're leaving a toothbrush there, if you got a drawer and all that kind of stuff, that's not giving, I'm outside. Yeah, that's not giving, I'm outside.
Even if I'm telling you I'm single though?
I just feel like, and I have to say this to one of my, I don't want to tell on him, somebody I'm very close to, who is is a man. I have to tell him often, sometimes just because you're saying it out loud and your actions are doing something completely different, people will gravitate to what they want. And if they want a relationship and then they go back, girl, I spent the night over here 2 days. That may not mean shit to you, but you're doing it, you know, and that could be sending mixed signals. So you have to take accountability for that too.
So have you ever seen mixed signals?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I had to grow.
We all about growth. Whoever grows.
I mean, it wasn't intentional either. It was kind of just like, yeah, I'm just out here afloat, and just, yeah. But also saying, like, I don't want to be in a relationship, but we spend every day together. That's like, come on, dude. You can't do it.
My love language is quality time.
You shouldn't even think about no love language if you like. If you just
love is love. We can have romantic, platonic love.
That is true. I do. I have just recently been having a conversation with some of my friends, and I definitely believe that I don't expect for one person to be my everything. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I feel like that's too much pressure. And so I definitely feel like it can be romantic and platonic without sexual stuff. It's still intimacy. Like, quality time is intimacy. Spending time with somebody is intimacy. I
think that's what I gotta work on. Spending time without the sexual aspect.
Yeah.
It's hard though.
Is it?
Yeah, because in the space that I find myself in, or the people I find myself talking to, I don't know. It's just like
you can enjoy people's company.
I'm very attracted to you, and I want to fully ingratiate myself in you.
Okay, that sounds very much like you probably got some people confused. You're so beautiful, but I do feel like it is important to be honest with people, and if they're okay, if it's a mutually beneficial situation and they understand it and they're okay with it, cool. I mean, people are poly, so maybe that's a route that you can consider if you genuinely love. I do feel like you can genuinely love multiple people. I genuinely love multiple people. It just looks different. So, yeah.
When was the time you gave some bad advice?
I gave some bad advice? I don't feel like I gave bad advice.
Anybody?
I don't feel like I've given bad advice. I really don't. Ask my friends.
If you watched the video and she gave you bad advice, please come in.
I feel like my advice is really great because it's outside of what I sometimes actually do myself. And so it sounds a whole lot.
That's normally how people give advice. Like, I ain't gonna do it, but hey, I can tell you to do as I say, not as I do.
I can't just pinpoint anything. No, I think I really give really good advice.
I know when I'm giving advice to one of my homeboys, I'll be, work with your girlfriend.
See, no, I'm not that kind of person.
I'm that type. You know how you talk about peace and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm that type of person. Something disrupting your peace, leave.
Leave. Yeah. I mean, you have to ask my clients that, but I think I give people I give them like both sides. Like, you could do this or you could do that. But I'm never like, you should do this, I'm more so like what's your instinct telling that person?
Oh, you one of those people like, I ain't gonna tell you what to do per se. I'm a nudge. But that's just me though, do what you want.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like, listen to, your body's gonna tell you what you need to do. Just chill and just
can't
listen.
say that people's bodies lead them astray.
Oh Lord. Yeah, and then I have folks come here and pregnant and stuff.
Words of that nasty man in Chicago.
What are you talking about? What nasty man in Chicago? Oh, I didn't. Well, never mind. I love that you whispered it.
My mind's telling me no, but my body listens to it.
I love that.
You can't listen to your body all the time. Your body will portray.
It will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So, but you're not here physically, but like you're good. You gotta listen to that. Listen to your instincts, because people be knowing. You know, it's like 90 Day Fiance. I said it to my fiance yesterday. I said, it's like they don't even hear what they just said out loud. Because it's like bad. It's so bad. But they be knowing. What you need me to tell you for? You don't need me to tell you that. You know that's stupid. Listen to what you just said. So.
Going back to Burlesque performance, because you said it earlier, like you love your body. Have you always loved your body?
No.
What got you to that point?
Honestly, I would say that burlesque has actually helped me love my body. But I went through a phase. Oh, that was probably back in like 2017. I've never been, I've always been what you would consider curvy, even when I was like tiny, like a pencil. And that's when I thought I was big, really. I won't say big like that's a bad thing, but that's just not when I was really celebrating, my body. And I guess it's just the older that I've gotten, I'm like, I probably shouldn't wear that bralette, with these ripped up jeans or whatever. And I'm like, but I like my kneecap. I like my thigh. And it's like every day. Yeah. And I'm just getting more confident in what you probably wouldn't think so, because I'm probably the most out of shape that I've ever been. But I feel very, really confident. I wear my little kangaroo pouch out, I am planning on getting back into gym just because the longevity that I want to have in burlesque, and just to be healthy, too. I was lifting like last year, a little bit. I started, and like it was actually like therapeutic, and so I want to get back to that. But yeah, I do. I just really like it. I see myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, okay, girl, like, period. Because one day it's not gonna look like this, maybe Lord's will 50, 60, maybe 60, 70s. Yeah. Yeah, I had to think about it after I said it, but later on in life, gravity happens, and so I'm just gonna enjoy while I got it.
Do you feel like you're over sexualized as a performer?
Actually, I don't. In the realm that I'm in, I really don't feel that way. It depends on, I guess, what it is that I'm posting, really. Because on my burlesque page, I can get a little, just a pinchy of some risque, a little bit. But I like that, I like to be able to express that side of me, because I've never had the opportunity to, do that. But I definitely don't feel, and other people, their experiences are valid and different, but I just know in my experience, people are extremely respectful. They compliment me, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous or whatever, but I never feel like I am an object, like I am a person who does burlesque. I'm not just a burlesque performer, and so that's why I'm drawn to the space. So,
you gotta be skilled. So, last question, not double loaded, but two-sided question. What's the most defining moment in your life, and how has it shaped your outlook for what you're gonna be doing 5 to 10 years from now?
Oh, that's tough. Most defining moment, right off the top of my head, I would probably say my grandmother passing away, because she was just such a huge part of just my routine. From growing up, it's going to grandma's house multiple times a week, holidays, all that kind of stuff. Having a bad day, guess where I'm going to go? To my grandma's house. I was working at UAMS, going on my lunch breaks, I'm going to my grandma's house, And so she was just such a huge figure in my life, and I knew it. And, she lived to be 92 years old, and that's a blessing. Yeah.
Even though she lived, you still feel like, dang.
Yeah, just one more year. Give me a couple more years of, I feel like I was preparing myself for it, but it's just still like this big gap. Like sometimes I will have a day where I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And it's just like, oh, this is a time where, I would have been at my grandma's house. But I will say, I take her wherever I go. Like, you see her picture is over there on the walls behind here, right there. Yeah. She's gonna go with me wherever I go. And so a big part of, she wouldn't judge me for what I do. Especially when the coins actually really started rolling in. Because, I would have been, showering her with all the things, and she wasn't, like that either, but she liked nice things. She was always very supportive, She had so many people to support, but it just never was like it drained her. She never seemed, drained. That's just what she did as our matriarch. And so I find that I just want to make her proud. I want her to be happy. All the things, that she put into work way before I was even a notion, I want to make sure that it's not gone, for no reason, which, like I said, a lot of my family, they're like doing their thing and stuff too, but I just want to, that's one of my biggest driving forces is, I really want to celebrate her and just, be proud to be like, yeah, I'm Rosie's grandbaby, so, yeah.
Well, Rosie's grandbaby, you're
That's
doing great. Entrepreneurial.
Thank you.
Creator, esthetician, producer. You got anything you want to tell the folks before we leave?
Keep trying to look at them. Y'all. February the 10th, Bombay Cabaret is going to be at 801 Station. The shows the doors open at 8 p.m. You do not have to have 4 people with you to get a table. Like, you can just get an individual ticket. Come out, see us, live music, burlesque performers, celebrating our bodies, and bring your wands. Don't leave your wands at home.
I'm going to ask off camera. But thank y'all for
No,
that.
what is it?
What's a wand?
Wands.
Wands. I thought you were saying one.
No, not a one. No. Well, they'll have those for sale too. The wand, but go Google it. Your wands. Your ones at home. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for
This is fun. Woo, woo.
Yeah, it's another episode of Beachside Talks, and we out.